So I literally started keeping track, not of where he was,
Right.
but
Just
when he was with me.
you.
Less than a third. The only thing it did, honestly, was prove to me that I was right and made me more mad at him.
Well, that's really funny that you have that secret, because I have the same one.
Do tell.
It was only like, there was like a month or two in Vegas where
Hey friends, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It is Friday, September 15th, 2023, and I hope you are having a wonderful day. Sister Wives is coming on Sunday, and this season we are just getting off the heels of the most boring episode ever. I don't even know, maybe not. But this upcoming episode seems a little bit like I keep getting the teaser clips, and there hasn't really been anything in the teaser clips where I'm like, this is worth a video, because so far everything I'm seeing is just sort of like wah, wah, wah. But this brand new clip that was actually just released on TLC's Instagram page has me laughing hysterically, because Robyn Brown is pretending and acting as though and trying to commiserate with Meri that Christine is actually the wife that got the most time with Kody ever. Yeah. We all know that's a crock of crap. But anyways, this is a conversation again outside. Could they at least go do something? Could they go on a walk? Could they like rock climbing? Could they go to a park? Could they literally do something except for sit outside? It's hard to get into a show where all they're doing is sitting outside. They used to actually do things. And I understand this was a pandemic. I also understand that this was a time when a lot of things were still shut down. But at the same time, it was the end of 2021, early 2022 when this is filmed, okay? Other reality shows have more sets than outside in coats by a fire. That's like the status quo right now on Sister Wives. But in the scene, Meri is telling Robyn about how she was, prior to Robyn coming into the family, already concerned with Kody not spending enough time with her. And Kody told her that he was spending just as much time with her as with the other wives. The only problem is that Meri decided to keep track, literally, of how much time Kody was actually spending at her house. And it turned out that it wasn't as much time with her as it was with Janelle and Christine. This scene is setting the stage to be a bash on Christine part of the episode. And I've started to notice that a lot of Robyn's energy and a lot of her focus is on her anger with Christine. Not with Janelle, but with Christine. It's weird because Janelle at this point is also on the outs with Kody, but Robyn is very heavily focused on her anger with Christine. I think that during the relationship with Christine, when she was still a part of it, Robyn might have looked at Christine as her most close romantic rival. She may have viewed their relationship as the most competitive because Meri was already on the outs and Janelle was basically like friend zoned by Kody years ago. So for her, she was always competing with Christine. So they're talking about that, and it turns out that Christine has a clap back for all of this that puts Robyn right back in her place. So let's dive into today's topic. Before we do, can you please do me a big favor and give this video a thumbs up? Also, please subscribe to my channel if you have not yet subscribed by clicking on the subscribe button down below. Click on the bell so you can get notified of any time I go live or new content loads. And if you have something that you'd like to say, make sure to say it and share this video with your friends. So let's start with a clip here that details what actually is happening. I'll set the stage for you. It's winter, Flagstaff, 2021-ish, 2-ish. And they're outside at Meri's house in jackets, but Meri has a sweatshirt on, and they're talking again about who? Christine.
came in the picture.
Yeah.
And he was always like, because Kody and I, our relationship has always been, woohoo, it's like a
Up and
really
down.
fun roller coaster, you know? And I remember there was a time where it wasn't so good. And he kept telling me, you're getting all this extra time. You're like, I'm with you all the time. I'm with you more than I am Janelle or Christine, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't see it.
I'm sensing a theme here this year. This is the second of his wives that have described being in a relationship with Kody like a roller coaster. Kody coaster, you know, and now Meri is like, it was like a roller coaster. Well, that's because you guys are in a relationship with a raging narcissistic megalomaniac that thinks he's a god. But he's going to be unstable. I mean, that's a part of their personalities. And it's always very amazing to me that none of them can recognize that. But apparently, before Robyn came around, they were not happy. The best part of this season isn't what's happening in this season. It's that we're finally getting the truth. I feel like we've been watching this show for like 13 years and they've been lying to us the whole time. And now that everyone has left Kody, they're like, screw it. I'm not going to lie for this jackwagon anymore. And I use jackwagon because that's Kody's favorite word. And I'm going to just tell the truth about what happened. And so Meri's all, there was a time when things sucked donkey. And I told Kody that he was never around. And he's all, you're getting all this extra time. I love you. And then she's like, what? I'm getting all this extra time? I don't know about that, but check this out. It gets better because she keeps track of it. It prompts her to do some homework.
So I literally started keeping track, not of where he was,
Right.
but
Just
when he was with me.
you.
And I was less than a third. The only thing it did, honestly, was prove to me that I was right and made me more mad at him.
Well, that's really funny that you have that secret because I have the same one.
So Meri counts the number of days that he spends with her per month to figure out where he is spending his time and if it is actually fair. But she said she wasn't paying attention to where he was spending his time, only when he was with her. I thought they had a schedule, you guys. I thought Kody went to one room one night, the next room the next night, the next room the next night. I thought that that's what they said. I thought it was all equal. That's what they told us. But now Meri's saying, well, I checked and no, he was never around. And I was getting less than a third, with this implication that Christine and Janelle, who are now complaining that they never see Kody and that he's never around, were the ones getting all of his time before, which I'm sure happens in plural marriage because whoever he favors the most in any given moment is who's going to get the most time. So obviously this just proves Meri right. He's never around and she gets more mad. Fair enough. But another thing I've noticed about Robyn is that Robyn has a hard time ever having something where the other person has like an experience and she doesn't have it too. And so she has to compete with the experience. And so Robyn wants to compete with her. And so she's like, that's so funny that happened to you because I got something to say too, Meri.
Do tell.
It was only like there was like a month or two in Vegas where Christine was saying he was never spending time at her house. And I remember kind of going, this is really weird. I feel like he's just really not been here. And so I started tracking it. And yeah, I found the same thing, that he wasn't with me as much.
I have to put my biased cap on for a second because it really bothers me that they're laughing so hard at Christine, because I am not Team Meri and I'm definitely not Team Robyn. And so when they come for Christine, I just immediately feel like you guys are having way too much fun laughing at her expense. I really don't feel like Christine is ever really laughing at the expense of Robyn or at Meri. She's usually talking about the pain or the frustration that she feels. It's usually never poking fun at them. When Janelle and her speak, they commiserate on their commonality that Kody has neglected them and was spending all of his time with Robyn. Then they also commiserate on the manipulation of Robyn, which I agree with is true. So to see them having just so much fun here, poking fun at Christine, they're like trying to paint Christine as a liar. Like Christine's acting like she always is getting no time with him. So Meri's like in the beginning, like, I had a lot of time. He had a lot of time with them because he was never with me. And then Robyn's like, yeah, there was a time in Vegas when Christine was complaining that he was never around. So I kept track. Wait a minute. You weren't complaining that he was never around, Robyn. Christine was. So why are you keeping track? And then she says, and then I kept track and realized I wasn't seeing him as much. So she's like not keeping track because of her own complaint, but because Christine is complaining, which again shows that she was competing with her.
It took a month where I was with Christine in Las Vegas. I stayed at her house like 25 days out of the month. I had 3 other wives complaining, but she quit complaining. And I said, I'm just testing something, but I want to see if this person's going to be happy. And it worked. But it was like literally the other wives got 1 day, 2 days out of a month. It was ridiculous.
I just figured out what they're doing. Kody and Robyn are gaslighting fans, and they're gaslighting Christine in this clip because I guarantee you Kody and Robyn had a conversation that we need to show and prove to people that I wasn't always with you. So we need to think of one story that we have where we know for sure that Christine was wrong. And then we can use this as a way to put doubt in viewers' minds that assumes that Christine must lie all the time because she got so much time with him for 1 month in Vegas. And if we can prove that she got 1 month of Vegas time, of all of my time, we can prove that she's lying about getting none of my time. So really, it's a stupid argument because it's only going to prove that she got 1 month. It's not going to negate the last 3 years. It's not going to negate the last 5 years that they were in Vegas where he was literally with Robyn all the time. He's going to find that one time that he tried to do something for her, and he's using this as a vehicle to try to make her look like a liar. And I have no doubt, I bet you he did this intentionally because narcissists never do anything without a motive. And his motive here was, I'm going to prove to her that I'm never not at your house. I'm going to be there for 25 days. And he proves to himself that it makes her happy, but then all the rest of the wives were angry. So really what you're telling us, Kody, is that you're proving to fans that the other wives are mad because you spent all your time with Robyn. It doesn't work. It doesn't work this way, Kody. I'm not forgetting all the other years where you weren't doing this. It's been obvious. So this is gaslighting at its finest, and this is Kody and Robyn for sure conspiring to make Christine look stupid, and it's not going to work for me.
There was definitely a month where Kody was with me more, and I remember thinking, oh my gosh, he's going to finally balance out his schedule. This is going to be super awesome. And then it went right back to where we really didn't see him that often, and it was only in the evenings. He just preferred to be over at Robyn's house the rest of the time. For 1 month, I got him as much as Robyn got him the rest of the time.
I knew it. I knew it was going to be a way for Kody to try to prove to her, to show her, I can be around a lot, and then it would only last for a short period of time, and then it would go back to the way it was. And he would just go spend all of his time at Robyn's house. I told you from people I've spoken to that knows this family, particularly one of Kody's longtime friends, and that had, decades long that they had been friends with, that said that when they were in Vegas, Kody literally was never with Janelle, Christine, or Meri. That once Robyn came into the picture, he was always over at Robyn's house, always in their bedroom doing whatever they do, always, always, always with Robyn, because it was the best time he was having front hugging in his life. And that's where he wanted to be because he wanted to get his pencil wet, allegedly. And so Kody gave up the lives of his other wives to wet his pencil, and he gave 1 month to Christine to prove to her that he was still around. And now this story is being weaponized against her. And she's like, I saw him for 1 month, and then it went right back to normal. So I trust Christine on this. I don't have any reason to doubt she's lying here. This is one time, like, Christine is actually being more honest this season than she's ever been before. So I don't at all discount what she's saying here. I truly believe this because it tracks with the information I have from sources.
The rest of the 59 months, because he was not at Janelle's house either. And we all know he wasn't at Meri's house.
I think there is a tendency for wives to not see what I'm doing for them, but very much to see what I'm doing for somebody else. There's this comparison thing, and it's just the death of joy.
Before we even get into what he said, can I just say something? It bothers me that he gets that saying wrong all the time. It's comparison is the thief of joy. But he always says comparison is the death of joy because he has to be more dramatic. The actual expression is comparison is the thief of joy. I hate that he always gets that wrong. So Christine's like, yes, 59 months which is just under 5 years, he's with Robyn all the time. He's not at my house. He's not at Janelle's house. We already knew he's not at Meri's house. And then Kody, gaslighting Kody, comes in and he's like, there's this weird thing that happens in plural marriage, is that a wife looks at what everyone else is getting, and if they're not getting what they get, what the other one's getting, they're comparing. Well, Kody, you guys told us for years that you had a schedule. You said you spent one night here, one night here, and one night here, and one night here. And you said it was all equal. That's what you told us for years, for over a decade. It was all equal. Now you're trying to move the goalposts and say that we're just comparing. Well, it's not hard to compare when none of your time is being spent at these other houses and they see where you're always at, and fans can tell based on the obscene chemistry and tension with all of you that you're not spending time with these other wives and you're only with Robyn. I'm so here for this season of Christine just not holding back and being completely honest. What bothers me here about Meri is that I feel like Meri's just so angry in general, and she's just so mad at everyone that her only way to actually connect with Robyn is to lash out at Christine and Janelle. And it's like, Meri, this is what Kody wants. Kody wants all of them to fight with each other, so none of them are fighting with him. And so if they're all gonna poke each other's buttons, then none of them are directing their attention towards him. Kody's the one that's responsible for his choices. Kody's the one that's responsible for what he decides to do. If he wasn't maintaining the correct amount of time and the schedule that he said, it's on Kody, and it's not on Christine, and it's not on Robyn, and it's not on Janelle or Meri. It's on Kody. Robyn's being petty as hell here because she knows that she's lying. She knows that he was with her all the time. She knows that he was in her bedroom all the time. Will someone on this season finally out them for being in the bedroom constantly getting their pencils wet, his pencil wet, so that he could neglect the rest of the family? I would pay $1 zillion to see that. But this gaslighting tactic is not working for me. Neither is the mean girl antics going after Christine. And Kody's explanation and his poorly worded and wrong expression just fuels my desire to not want to poke my eyeballs out because I can't stand this man. What about you? What are your thoughts? Tell me in the comments below. Bye, guys.